Hi, I'm Mike Bellevue, and today I'm at Fort Frederick State Park in Big Pool, Maryland, at the 2017 edition of the Fort Frederick 18th Century Market Fair. So let's take a look around and see what the fair has to offer. This is the main road around the fort. We've got sutlers set up all around it, and you're looking out towards the park entrance where really the main sutlers area is located. Well, the main idea of the market fair is to provide an 18th century shopping experience. The goal is to bring together period correct vendors so that reenactors and living historians have kind of one-stop shopping. You might think of it as a colonial mall to buy authentic goods to use in their camp and their impression. So let's take a look at some of the things that are on offer here at this year's market fair. I'm in Sampson's Leathers with Abby Sampson, and they're pretty much a full-service purveyor right now, but they have some interesting legacy items. I'm going to ask Abby to just take us around the shop and let us know what they've got.
Well, we are a third-generation family business, and it did start with the leather jacks here, and our jacks are all made in our shop. We have a 16 and a 20 ounce. They're lined with a modern resin that gives you the look of a brewer's pitch, but will hold hot or cold. It's not going to crack or break like a pitch would. And then if you come over here, we have our clothing, which is a new line for us. And our goal is to be able to allow somebody to come into our shop and get dressed head to toe, from shoes to hat, everything, and be able to walk out on the road for an affordable price. An outfit would cost you about $300, a little bit less, and then to add shoes would be another $100 or so.
Yeah, we do have.
But we have a dressing room. You could walk in your regular attire and walk out as a respectable 18th century man.
Beautiful. Well, you know, I'm always telling you that when you come to Market Fair, it's all sorts of 18th century crafts that you can see. It's not just tomahawks and rifles. There's really something for everybody. And I'm in Woodridge Studios' tent right now, and she is an excellent potter. You can see some of her work, some beautiful pieces, and she teams up with a gentleman who makes wood boxes for this booth. Unfortunately, he is not here right now, but he's obviously a very good craftsman. This is just an example of some of the 18th century crafts that you can get at Market Fair. Here at Market Fair, you can either get the raw materials or just walk a few feet and you can get the beautiful finished product. And of course, this is John Proud's work. Well, I'm over here at John Proud's table. John is a phenomenal horn maker. You can see some of his work, and he's also a gun maker of some note. And he's got a pistol that I gotta admit has really caught my eye. John, can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's a 50 caliber with an octagon to round barrel, curly maple stock on it, and then it's entirely trimmed out in sterling silver except for the lock. It's a ditch burn lock on there.
Is that a smooth bore?
Yep, it's smooth.
Yep, That's a beautiful gun.
Yeah, just really nice. I've never fired it, but I'll tell you what, it's got one of the nicest triggers in it that I've ever put together in a gun. Just really sweet.
Well, that's beautiful work.
But my wife owns it now, and it sits in her curio cabinet for her to look at, just for pretty.
Well, that's good. That means I can't get my wallet out. That saves me some money. At F.E. Wills Cooperage, get some beautiful barrels, buckets, and wooden containers of all sorts. Just another great 18th century craft here at the Market Fair. If Mary Pat was here with me, I'll bet this would be going home with her. I'm in Northwest Traders right now, and they've got some beautiful quill work. Hey, here's some great rifles and smoothbores from Clay Smith of Williamsburg, Virginia. And if you saw my video of this year's Lewisburg 18th Century Artisan Show, you get to see Clay telling me all about this this trade gun with the vine pattern in that video. It's here at Market Fair. A very, very beautiful gun. This is Steinhagen pottery. I've actually got a flask of theirs very similar to that one, which I love. They do some great work.
Is there a way you can mark it?
Some beautiful furniture and boxes from Stein's Woodworking. I could see that one in my camp.
Ernie, how you doing? You remember Melissa?
Hello, Matt. How are you doing? Yeah, you too. You doing well? Yeah. You sell it? Yeah. You sell it. You make good.
Time on film?
I buy the cameos already molded. They're a molded acrylic, and I set them in settings that I feel are appropriate to the time period, and then put the ribbon, and then they're ready to go.
Well, they're very beautiful. Thank you very much.
You're off from Illinois?
You know, a lot of people think that 18th century reenacting is all about long rifles and tomahawks, but ladies, there's plenty to do for you as well. Well, when people see my event videos, a common question I get is, how can I find 18th century events in my area? And the answer lies inside the shop. And the answer is in the Smoke and Fire News. You can subscribe to this, and it lists many events for a whole variety of time periods. And you can look up and see an event in your area. And this is absolutely the way to go. Well, this is the House of Shine, and it does sparkle. Beautiful pewter and silver work here.
Usually what we do is walk through, see the catches their eye, come back.
Well, in addition to the main vendor area, which has the better known professional artisans often, any camper can put out a trade blanket and sell wares up to a limited dollar amount. And, you know, if the main vendor area is the equivalent of the Colonial Mall, then the blanket traders are the equivalent of the Colonial yard sale. And it's some pretty interesting stuff and often some very unique stuff. So we'll just take a look at a little bit of it. I'm at Zandy Moeller's table, and he's got a couple of really nice rifles here. And an interesting trade blanket. And the thing about trade blankets is if you go to one of the regular vendors, maybe they got 4 or 5 of an item. If you don't buy it right away, it'll be there when you come back. If you see something you like on a trade blanket, you better pick it up, because 10 minutes later it might belong to somebody else. I'm over with Scott Reynolds, and I just bought a couple of brain tan hides. I need to make a couple of new set of leggings. So Scott, why don't you tell us about this?
Well, I'm tanning the hides, brain tan, of course, and it takes a lot of work in softening them and smoking them, but it's a labor of love. It's a lot of work, but it's you get a great product when you get it done.
So, what are the benefits of brain tan?
It's pliable. It's soft. It's comfortable. Quill workers like it because of the ease of sewing the quill work onto it, and it's just very durable and a good material for the woods.
Perfect. We'll just finish up this episode with a little visual montage of some of the goods available from vendors at this year's market fair. I hope you enjoy it.